Welcome back to the ultimate showdown, Zeus versus Chuck Norris. Who will win? Before we dive deep into the analysis, please remember to subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you so much. In the grand mythology of ancient Greek civilization, no figure is more majestic and powerful than Zeus, the supreme god who reigned from Mount Olympus. He was the son of the titan Cronus and the goddess Rhea, born in secret, growing up in hardship, and eventually rising to become the lord of the entire universe. Zeus was not merely one powerful god among many. He was the ultimate symbol of power, the embodiment of thunder and lightning, and the keeper of the sacred order of both heaven and earth. Zeus possessed a keen intellect that surpassed all gods and mortals. Whenever Zeus spoke, the sky trembled. Whenever he commanded, all of Olympus fell silent in obedience. Zeus's story began with a haunting prophecy. Cronus, his powerful father, knew that one of his own children would overthrow his throne. For this reason, he swallowed each of his children as soon as they were born. But fate could not be swallowed. Rhea, his sorrowful and wise mother, hid Zeus on the island of Crete, allowing Cronus to swallow a swaddled stone instead. Zeus grew up in secret, nurtured by loyal guardians, and burning with a desire for revenge and freedom. When the time came, Zeus did not just free himself. He freed his siblings, who had been imprisoned within Cronus's belly, gathered them, and initiated one of the greatest wars in mythological history. Zeus possessed an immeasurable wellspring of power. At the most basic level, he had physical strength beyond all limits. Lifting Mount Olympus itself was no challenge for him. His speed surpassed light, and he could soar freely through the sky as if he were a part of that very space. What made Zeus more formidable than any other god was his ability to control weather and natural elements. He was the only one who could hurl divine lightning bolts with destructive power, capable of obliterating even other gods. Gigantic storms, roaring thunder, and floods that swept away mountains and forests were all under his complete control. Winds and clouds obeyed him like the most loyal servants. Zeus also bestowed upon himself unlimited shape-shifting abilities. He could transform into any shape, from a majestic eagle, a formidable bull, to the form of an ordinary human or any object in nature. This was not merely a tool to deceive opponents, but also an expression of the absolute freedom granted by supreme power. His superior intellect and prophetic abilities meant Zeus saw things that even other gods could not imagine. He manipulated fate through his connection with the three Moirai, the goddesses who spun the threads of destiny for all living beings. The Titanomachy, the war that reshaped the universe, was a decade-long confrontation between the Olympian gods led by Zeus and the mighty generation of Titans. Cronus and his Titan allies occupied Mount Othrys, while Zeus led the divine army from Olympus. The battle was so fierce that the sky shattered and the earth cracked open. Finally, Zeus freed the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires from their captivity. The Cyclopes, in gratitude, gifted him divine lightning bolts. With that weapon in hand, Zeus defeated Cronus and banished the entire generation of Titans to Tartarus, the darkest abyss of the underworld. If the Titanomachy was the war that shaped the universe, then the confrontation with Typhon was the moment Zeus faced the abyss of defeat. Typhon was the most monstrous and brutal creature ever to appear in mythology. Born from Gaia and Tartarus, with 100 fire-breathing snakeheads, the voices of all animals, and power enough to shake the heavens and earth. In their first encounter, Zeus was so overwhelmed by Typhon that his sinews were stolen. He lost his source of strength and was imprisoned in a dark cave. But Zeus did not fall. Rescued by Hermes and Pan, he regained his strength, confronted Typhon a second time, and poured all his energy into relentless, continuous lightning bolts. Typhon was defeated and buried forever beneath Mount Etna in Sicily. Gaia, the primordial earth goddess, enraged that her children, the Titans, were banished to Tartarus, created an army of giants called the Gigantes to overthrow Olympus. Each Gigantes was a massive warrior with near immortality within their own territory. Zeus led the entire Olympian team into an all-out war, calling for additional help from the hero Heracles, because a prophecy stated that only a combination of gods and mortals could destroy the Gigantes. The war was long and bloody, but it ended with a complete victory for Olympus. Zeus punished the Titan Prometheus for daring to steal divine fire and give it to humanity without permission. This was not simply an act of revenge. Prometheus was chained to a rock face, and each day an eagle came to eat his liver, only for it to grow back, and the cycle continued. This cruel but symbolically meaningful punishment was Zeus's way of saying that even mercy has its limits when order is violated. He was the only one in Greek mythological history to simultaneously rule both the divine and mortal worlds, acting as both a judge of justice and a guardian of cosmic order, and serving as a symbol of unshakable power. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and turn on notifications so you can watch the earliest videos. Thank you all so much. Now, let's talk about Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, a man even legends respect. Carlos Ray Norris, born in 1940 in Ryan, Oklahoma, grew up in poverty, quietly, seemingly no different from millions of other American kids. But from an ordinary young man serving in the U.S. Air Force, he forged himself into one of the planet's most formidable warriors, then transcended all definitions to become a cultural icon. Whispers began to spread, telling tales of a man whose very existence defied all logic. A legend not etched by history, but by the will of an indomitable force. He was Chuck Norris, and the entire world seemed to bend to his will. From the dojo mats, his talent was undeniable. An 8th degree black belt in karate, taekwondo, and judo, he moved with the precision of a predator. Every block and strike a masterclass in martial arts. Opponents fell not just from his power, but from the sheer inevitability of his movements. He mastered every martial art, a living encyclopedia of strength and pain. His time in the Air Force honed his strategic mind, making him as dangerous with modern weaponry as he was with his bare hands. Yet even these formidable skills were merely the surface of his true power. His endurance was absolute, his speed lightning quick, his reflexes instantaneous. He never tired, never slept, for it seemed even time itself waited for him. Then came the decisive moment, his ultimate display of power. A rogue asteroid, hurtling towards Earth, threatened to obliterate all life. Governments mobilized forces, missiles were launched, but all failed. As the world held its breath, a solitary figure stood on a desolate plain, eyes fixed on the impending catastrophe. With a casual shrug, Chuck Norris unleashed his legendary roundhouse kick. It wasn't merely a physical blow, it was a rupture in the very fabric of reality. The air vibrated, the ground cracked, and in that instant, the asteroid didn't explode. It simply vanished, replaced by a seismic wave of energy that echoed across the globe, a gentle reminder of the power he wielded. Earthquakes rumbled, tsunamis receded, and the cosmos realigned, all at the whim of his kick. He didn't kill with weapons. A mere glance could extinguish a life. He didn't need to split atoms. He could tear time in half with his bare hands. Bullets fired at him would apologize mid-air, veering away as if ashamed of their futile intentions. Metal detectors, designed to find inanimate objects, would instead wail in alarm, recognizing the overwhelming presence of Chuck Norris himself. Chuck Norris didn't die. He merely changed states, transitioning from one plane of existence to another, ever omnipresent. He wasn't flesh and blood. He was a fundamental law of the cosmos, an unwritten rule governing all. Even the primordial terror of Satan, in his formative years, once shed a tear at the stern gaze of a young Chuck Norris. And death, the inevitable monarch, arrived on a fateful day to claim his due, only to find himself begging for mercy, his scythe shattered, his very existence questioned by the absolute, uncontainable power emanating from the man before him. But the true measure of that power transcended mere reality. In the infinite arena of hypothetical battles, where titans clashed across the multiverse, Chuck Norris stood alone, undefeated. Superman, with his Kryptonian might and invulnerable skin, found his strength, oddly enough, insufficient. Goku, the Saiyan warrior with planet-shattering power, discovered that even a Super Saiyan god Super Saiyan was merely a warm-up. And in the boldest of legends, even the Creator, in a moment of cosmic curiosity, once engaged in a friendly spar, only to nod in concession, acknowledging the sole constant in all of creation. Every challenge, every unconquerable foe, every cosmic entity met the same definitive fate. Chuck Norris never knew defeat. Every adversary, every threat, every perceived impossibility was utterly erased from existence by the resounding, undeniable force of a perfect roundhouse kick. His power was absolute, his legend immortal, and the universe, in all its vastness, simply knew its place. Chuck Norris emerged from cosmic dust, a whirlwind in denim with an indomitable will, unleashing a barrage of roundhouse kicks that defied the laws of physics and tore through the very air. Zeus, the supreme god of Olympus, met the assault not with fear, but with a bolt of cerulean lightning, gracefully dodging each impossible strike with divine elegance. He then transformed, becoming a dazzling eagle of pure energy, swooping down from the heavens with crackling electric talons. Chuck, with almost nonchalant precision, caught a lightning bolt midair, redirecting it back at the thunder god, sending shockwaves through the very foundations of Olympus. Enraged, Zeus tore open the sky, unleashing swirling storms and resurrecting the monster Typhon, whose 100 heads roared a symphony of destruction, a horrifying chorus accompanying the escalating battle. With a resounding roar, Chuck channeled all his legendary power, delivering a final, reality-bending roundhouse kick straight into Zeus's divine countenance. But the king of the gods was ready. With a cosmic bellow, Zeus unleashed the Master Bolt, not merely a strike, but the pure distillation of cosmic power, fused with his immortal essence. It erupted, a blinding storm of divine energy, engulfing Chuck in an inescapable vortex of light and thunder. Chuck fought, his infused will straining against the impossible, his legend flickering like a dying star. For a brief moment, it seemed he might break free, but the Master Bolt, imbued with the unyielding power of true divinity, tore through his reality, dismantling his legend piece by piece. The roars subsided, replaced by the hushed hum of a universe restored. Silence fell over the battle-scarred peak of Olympus. Zeus stood victorious, his form radiating an absolute, undeniable power. The legend of human invincibility had met the unyielding might of true divinity, and in that cosmic clash, the undisputed victor was the king of the gods. What do you all think about this battle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much.